All right, it's Friday and I'm off to JKD class. I usually go to JKD on Saturday, but this weekend I have to work on Sunday, so Saturday class is a no-go. So I'm going today instead. I did my roundhouse kick from too far away and hit the pad with my toes, and that was not pleasant.
完成这个延伸的动作，延伸出去。手腕的动作，手腕的动作，说清楚。
Alright, this class was all about kicks at the beginning. The beginning of class was all about kicks. So we started with just roundhouse kick practice on the focus mitts. Both people had a mitt, and we would kick back and forth. So you'd hold up the pad, your partner would kick, then they'd hold up their pad, and you'd do a kick, and you'd hold up a pad, they'd do a kick. And then we mixed it up a little bit, we'd add extra kicks, we'd move around a bit, hold up the pad, they'd do a kick, move around a little bit more, 2 kicks, 1, 2, so you're following your pad holder, boom, kick, wait for their next one, then they want 2, so you do 1, come in, do another one. Pretty basic stuff, but the stuff that you need to be doing to get repetitions, to get better at those techniques. We also did sort of like a kick to the front of the leg when the opponent is coming in to stop them, followed by a kick. I think that was this class. So the opponent would sort of step in and exaggerate that step, so we knew that that's what technique they wanted, and then sort of do that front kick to the thigh. That's a thigh, right? To the thigh, followed by those roundhouse kicks that we were practicing. I personally do not like that kick to the thigh, I think, above the knee. From a self-defense perspective, it's probably very useful, but I feel like the potential for injury when you're practicing it is very high. And because of that, I feel like a lot of care should be taken when practicing it. So if we are practicing in class, I feel like it should be made very clear that you need to be doing this kick very lightly, and maybe have the other person sort of pick their leg up off the ground. So if the other person kicks too hard, you're not going to hurt your knee, your leg is just going to swing back. So instead of having them kick it on the ground, maybe pick it up and show them that you want to kick it. So then, if they kick it and it's a little too hard, your leg's just going to swing back. Or use a pad. So instead of stepping in and having them actually kick your leg, step in and then hold up a pad at that same height, so they kick the pad instead. It's the same height, it's the same sort of distancing, but they're not kicking your leg. Maybe I'm just overcautious, but I'm very wary around knees. One of my knees is not so great, so I'm always kind of when it comes to knees. I also don't think that the kick should be allowed in sparring at all. Kicks to the side of the leg seem to have a, like roundhouse kicks to the side of the leg, seem to have a lower chance of injury. But the ones to the front, they just seem too dangerous to me, and I feel like if you're sparring, in the heat of the sparring moment, it's just too risky. But again, maybe I'm just overcautious. I've been watching these JKD videos, and I feel like I'm not turning my hips over enough when I do my roundhouse kicks. My front kicks seem okay, but my roundhouse kicks, I'm really not turning my hips over enough. So when I do the kick, I should be coming up, sort of turning my hips into the kick, but instead I'm just coming up and like throwing the kick. I feel like I probably lose a lot of power doing that, and structurally it's probably not that great to be hitting from that angle. So that's definitely something that I need to work on, both in JKD class and any time that I'm doing like bag work on my own. Focus on turning those hips over. After we finished with the kicks, we did some 1-inch punches, like Bruce Lee 1-inch punch sort of things. And I don't really know how it went, honestly. When the instructor did it, the person holding the pad, we would like hold the pad here, and the other person would like put their fingers on the pad and then do the punch. When the instructor did it, the person holding the pad went quite far back after the punch. But when I was doing it, the pad holder didn't go back too far, but I felt like I had a good amount of power in the punch. So I'm not quite sure where I was supposed to put the line between sort of hitting and sort of pushing a little bit after. Personally, I feel like dealing damage is more important than making them go back, unless you're doing some kind of demonstration. So I was kind of focusing more on the moment of impact, I guess. But I'm not entirely sure that's correct. The 1-inch punch is a little technical, so my Chinese was more limiting than normal in JKD class, where it's not usually too bad. But there definitely seems to be some sort of amount of hit, impact versus push after impact that I couldn't quite get right. That being said, the 1-inch punch is pretty cool, honestly, so it was cool to do it in JKD class. It's not something we'd done before. Kind of caught me off guard when we started doing it. Hopefully after my Chinese gets a little bit better, we'll do it again, and then I can ask my more specific questions about it. Kicks to the side of the leg seem to have a, I just tapped the side of my leg, but you can't see it. The side of my leg, like roundhouse kicks to the side of the leg.